Right, and we are back for another reaction, and today we are continuing ReZero. Last episode picked up after the white whale fight. Anastasia, MVP, sent her top soldiers. I don't see anyone else sending their top soldiers to help Subaru kill the witch cultists, which were threatening Amelia's domain. So, more proof in the pudding about Anastasia being selfless. Sure, she might have an underhanded motive as to like wanting to take the credit for doing all that stuff, but hey, can't blame her, man. I mean, Anastasia is playing on a whole another level. Everyone else is just like they're like down here. Anastasia with her big brain plays way over there. So she sent Julius and her cat twins, who okay. So a little bit of a spoiler. So I went to hang out with some friends this weekend, and we're just checking out some stores and all that kind of stuff. And we walked into an anime shop, and I saw a poster of ReZero. I didn't know there were three little cat things. I don't know if I missed that, but there are three little cat things. Um, so I'm wondering if we're barely going to get introduced to the third, or if I'm confusing them all. I know for sure there's the girl, the sister, and then there's the fancy little boy with the monocle. Um, But there's a third one that I don't know if we've been introduced to this one yet. Um, yeah, so I might have been like mildly spoiled, but yeah. So Anastasia sent her top troops to help Subaru kill the witch cultists. They tracked down Beats and they killed Beats, only to find out that someone else then embodied the sin of sloth, and they were able to kill a lot of Anastasia's um support that she sent for Subaru. Ultimately, they killed her too. So they killed this newest version of Sloth, and now they're heading towards Amelia's place. On their way to Amelia's place, Felix, he was telling Subaru like, "Hey, it might be in your best interest to apologize to Julius. You kind of don't really understand where he's coming from, and on top of that, it would behoove one to try to allocate as many powerful allies as possible. So it's kind of just like, hey, keep your network open, bro. Like you don't want to like shut someone like Julius out. That dude's the GOAT. We know he's the GOAT. So Subaru's like, God damn, I do love, you know, being all about me. So he went to Julius and he was about to apologize, and then he got sent to a different dimension, or I don't know if like everyone else was put in some kind of stasis, or I have no idea, but we basically saw Ram being like an edge lord with she was all dark Kermit over here. Darth Kermit the frog with her hood, and she was looking down at Subaru, and my prediction is that either something happened to Roswell All or Amelia or Puck, where she's now kind of trying to take revenge on Subaru, because for some reason they always blame Subaru when like something bad happens. And like, yeah, I hate Subaru as much as the next guy, but I mean, come on, like he can't have that big of an influence on what happens, right? But I mean, he seems to be everyone's sort of scapegoat, and I don't know if that's just kind of like questionable writing by the author. Is like, oh, everyone just hates him, and he's just trying his best, and it remains to be seen exactly what he wants to do with this character. Right now, the author's done a pretty good job, in my opinion, on like just kind of like creating like this sort of like malleable character. He's full of good things, he's full of bad, horrible things, and he can just kind of go in like any kind of direction, and that's what makes him so interesting, right? Where he could do like anything and it'll be like true to character. It'll be like, yeah, I could see Subaru doing that, you know? And that's kind of why I like this series so much. But yeah, let's not waste any more time. I'm dying to find out why Ram is behaving all edgelord like this. So this is episode 22, ReZero. I think only 3 more episodes to go in season 1. Excited to see how this concludes. We saw that earlier. That hella scared the crap out of the second sloth. I thought it was one of Anastasia's people who was casting that. A lesser spirit. Oh, he's back. What the heck? Dude, I hella thought like this whole episode was gonna take place in that realm. Um, what the hell, that? And what was the point of that? Oh, they're all in there. Or at least they're all in their own version of it. Okay, so yeah, it was sort of like a mental spell then. No, 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 no. Yeah, dude. Damn. All right. Then the fucking the hard hitters escape without a scratch, man. You know, one thing that I really love about this series is that it handles like its characters so well. I mean, you know, you kind of have to be ready for that mob mentality thing, right? Like everyone's so quick to jump on someone else's judgment because for some reason, like the natural human thing to do is to believe like if someone else said it, they must know, they must be right. Let me jump onto that, and then it just kind of builds. Um, that's like such a weird thing. The whole bystander effect where everyone is just like humans are just so willing to give up their sense of control because they're so afraid to have control of their own lives, you know? Selfishness might be a benefit to those around you, so do what you can, man. You have all these goats backing you up. Don't don't fail on Astasha now. Okay, so I get that Amelia was trying to do a good thing, but you would think after all her years of life where she knows people don't trust her and hate her irrationally, animate irrationally, why would she not send Roswell all to deliver the message, who is himself considered like an aristocrat, like he's heavily respected. If they were actually in danger, I would kind of expect Amelia to put her pride aside and then just send Roswell all there. Like it's kind of trying to frame it in a way that makes us more like sympathetic towards Amelia, but ultimately it's kind of idiotic of her. It's kind of like ramming herself into a wall and asking if she did a good job, you know. Just send Roswell or send an extension of Roswell, send Ram, you know. Um, but she didn't. Oh, bro, Julius, dude, you're the one. Oh my God, dude, like, oh, Julius, what a goddamn goat, bro. Oh, he's the one who put that spirit to baby. See, like, bro, man, he doesn't even care how much Subaru hates him. He might hate Subaru. He doesn't care. He's gonna do what's right because, God damn it, Julius, you're the goat, bro. You put that spirit on him to protect him. Oh man, Anastasia, you have one awesome knight on your side, dude. Holy crap, dude. Just when I think I can't love Jules even more. Uh man. Hey, but that's why I stole into his carriage to get under his guard. Wait, so can Felix can detect it? So we've been made very aware that like the witch, whenever there's a spell concerning the witch, it gives off a scent. But so far only Beatrice and ooh, a little suicide bomber, huh? But so far we've only been told that like Beatrice, Ram, and Beatrice, Ram, and possibly Ram are able to detect it by like smelling it. Um, but I guess it would make sense for like a healer who I guess is, I mean, they're more attuned with auras and shit like that. It would make sense for holy crud. I thought that was just like a small bomb. Was that a whole ass nuke that went out into the village? What the hell? Oh my God. Now that I think about it, because Beats made such a humongous point about sins, like so we know Subaru is the sin of pride. Uh, Beats called himself the sin of sloth. Assuming, I mean, the natural thing to assume at this point is that we're gonna run into like all the other sins, their knights and shit. Gluttony is probably going to be the interesting one to see.
自爆したか。ウィルヘルムさん。おい見ろ。お前の探し物はこれだろ。大好きな魔女様からの贈り物だ。
I mean, you also have to kind of wonder, like, why is Sloth's night so
どなるなよ。
um
あんまり怒られるとあれだ。
crazy?
脳
Wouldn't
が
that be
震え
like
る。
a humongous detriment right off the bat? Like, if your person couldn't think rationally at all, like, why would you employ them as your
ウ
knight?
ィルヘルムさんを頼む。
Whoever this
なんと
sin
も曖昧な
is,
指示だが。
because that's what I'm assuming at
よく
this
した。
point, because of Beats'
ユリウス。
word, and because like he showed us that book that everyone acknowledged as like, oh yeah, that's the witch shit, dude.
待って待って待って待って待って。
Oh, all right. Who's this? You like I thought it was Amelia, but really like a lot of them have the same sort of like female sounding voice, like Puck and Ram and like yeah, so I didn't want to jump the gun there.
ああああなんという
I'm surprised it took her this long to get there though, if she was kind of predicting this would happen.
離れないと。
Why?
エミリアからみんなから。
What did he get like cursed again?
俺は
What?
ユリウス、俺から離れ
Oh, did he get taken over by the
ても遅いのです。
Oh my god, he got taken over by the
突然スバルの身から弾かれた時
The
点で
moment
嫌な
Law
予
was
感をしていたが、 あれは
he was taken over by the
ス
sloth.
バルではない。
But why?
そう
Isn't he a pride himself? Like, isn't he a sin himself?
だったんとペテルギウス・ロマネ・コンティ。
Oh, now they're gonna have to kill him. And now they're gonna have to restart from I don't know where.
素晴らしい体です。これほど馴染む全振りか。狂人め、今すぐその体から出てきて。狂人、そう、私は愛の狂気にいるのです。
Damn.
愛に敬愛に純愛に情愛に親愛に性愛に友愛に愛に
All kinds of love, I guess. Damn, that sucks though. I wonder, like, is it that the sloth can take over any of the sins? Like, can all of the sins readily affect the other opposing sins? Like, it's about time for that sad music to come. Oh, man. You gotta kill me, bruh. It's the only way, bruh. Oh, man. Again, I'm never gonna feel bad seeing Subaru or anyone die because I know they can repeat. I'm like more curious to see like how the rest of the story plays out. But yeah, I'm never gonna shed a tear for any death in this series. There's an easy way that it could matter, like a very lazy but still sort of like functional way that it could matter, where like he's not actually reversing time, he's jumping to another route. So this Julius and this Felix, they're still gonna miss him because he's never gonna come back in their timeline. He's gonna come back in a different. Right, and that was episode 23 of ReZero, and holy crap, man! Like, I feel like I say this every time. Every single time an episode ends, we once again like we don't know what the hell is going on. So we just end up with more questions like how in the heck was Subaru possessed by Sloth? Um, presumably all the fingers were gone, right? We initially thought that there was 10 fingers, there was 10 jumps or reincarnations, so to speak, and after that there would be no more. But we saw then that Beats with more consciousness than ever, actually, because like in the other like people that he took over, they acted just as crazy, but they never referred to themselves as Beats. Whereas in Subaru's body, he was like, "Yo, this fits perfectly. I am Beats," and it's just like, um, it just kind of has me wondering, like, where I initially thought that like the sins or the knights of the sins, again, we don't know if like the people like above the knights are the sins or if the knights themselves are the sins. But I kind of was just assuming that like the sins were had like a more tolerance towards each other, I guess would be the easy way to say it, where like, you know, Beats couldn't readily take over any kind of other sin. Subaru, if he told so and so about his ability, they wouldn't die. And that's just kind of what like I thought off the top of my head because that would kind of be like more interesting, right? Where like these guys can like hash it out, they can fight without having a clear advantage over one another. But I mean, Subaru was taken over. They had to kill him. Again, I'm never gonna shed a tear for that because we know he's gonna come back. And I've people have told me in the past, like, hey, it's about like this reality, don't keep in mind that he can come back, but I kind of have to keep in mind that he can come back because we're gonna see him next episode like right away, and it's just gonna wipe everything off. So I'm very curious to see where he restarts this point because a lot has happened since the last time he revived. So I highly doubt it'll be before the white whale fight, just because that seems like so long ago now. But I mean, hmm, I don't know. It would be a lot more. I They kind of have to get me to care about like these restarts, and they haven't really done that because it totally wipes the slate clean. Um, they need to do something where like he's not actually like going back in that same timeline. He's abandoning that timeline to jump to a different timeline so that all the timelines that he has left, they're stuck the way they are, right? That's the only way like his death would matter. The reaction of those around him would matter. Um, but yeah, I mean that's just me. I'm kind of having a hard time being empathetic towards these deaths because I know he's gonna come back. Um, and me personally, I feel it's a series's job to make me care, you know? And so far it hasn't done that. That's probably the biggest failure of this series. Um Again, I'm loving this series, bro. I love like pretty much everything about the series except for its inability to make me care about these deaths because it has failed so badly at that. I don't care about any of these deaths because I know it's just gonna come they're gonna come back to life, right? But yeah. As for my predictions for next episode, I have none because I don't know where he's gonna restart. I'm assuming it's gonna be right after the whale fight, like right before they meet Beats, and then he can kind of maybe try to formulate some sort of attack plan for that. But aside from that, I really have nothing. Again, I'm very disappointed with how this episode started, like with Ram coming in all like that, and then it's like, oh no, never mind, that's done. Uh, that's very dumb. If I'm being honest, like why? That's so cheap, man. They literally just use that as a cliffhanger. Uh, it was yeah. I mean that wasn't. I didn't enjoy that part at all. I enjoyed literally everything else, like seeing that Jules he gave Subaru his own spirit to protect Subaru, and it's just like oh man. But yeah, that'll do it for this episode. I think there's only 3 more episodes to go for season 1, so I'm really wondering exactly where it's going to choose to end the season. I'm at this point I have to assume that when they finally defeat Beats, they're gonna end the series. Like it's gonna give us some more information on the other sins to kind of hold us over for next season. Um, but yeah, I mean that there's really no other big boss, so it has to be Beats. But yeah, that'll do it for this episode. Please like and subscribe for more reactions. I also react to other anime series, movies, shows that I'm watching. If that's not your thing, I also stream regularly on Twitch at 8:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you need some background noise while you do chores, homework, or try to figure out who or what the other sins are, I'm very good at talking to myself. But if this is all you see me, my name's Adam. Thanks for checking out Jupiter Machine, and as always, steal credit cards, hurt your loved ones, plant some flowers. Till next time, everybody. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.